Hey everybody, this is Mrs. Breidenbaugh here. The last couple of days have been so nice outside, so we've really got to explore what it's like here in spring. As you can see behind me, there's a blue sky with some clouds today. It's a little breezy, a little cool, but I'm here and I'm gonna go get Mrs. Black, and we are going to walk you through some of the signs of spring here at her house.
Hey boys and girls, it's Mrs. Black and Mrs. Breidenbaugh here. We're coming to you from Woodbury, Bedford County, where I live. And we want to do a little spring walk with you today to show you some signs of spring. We're at my house here and we're going to start here in my front flower bed by my driveway. I wanted to show you the daffodils here. Got lots of pretty ones, and I also have some hyacinths coming up right down here under my flag. They're not blooming yet, but you can see that they will be soon. I have some pink and purple ones there. And then if you get over here, Mrs. Breidenbaugh, you can see my irises are coming up. And then back here, my tulips will eventually come. They're really pretty, big pink ones, some red ones all mixed in there. They're not up quite yet. And if you can see down here, I had a couple spring flowers that died off already that came really early. And I have some other things to show you guys here at the front of the house and up by my trees. This right here, before I forget, this is my flowering dogwood right here. You can see the little buds forming on the trees. It's really pretty when the pink flowers come out, and you can see it with the daffodils. They usually bloom together. We may see some blooms here maybe within the week, and if we do, I can send you a picture of it. But Mrs. Breidenbaugh, follow me here. We'll head up to the front of the house. I wanted to show you guys, yesterday I found a bird nest while it's starting to lay a place for its nest right in the bushes here. Mrs. Breidenbaugh, if you want to get in close here, you can see there's a little spot where it's starting to lay some leaves from my bush here. And once there's eggs in there, I'll let you guys know once the nest is finished. We can maybe do another check-in at some of these places. Okay? And we have two maple trees up here in the front of the house. And I wanted you to notice there's some bird feeders hanging over there on this tree over here. And there's a really cool bird eating right now. Mrs. Breidenbaugh's gonna try to get close without scaring it. It's been hanging out there. It's my favorite bird that I've seen so far. Okay, and just to show you a couple things here right in the front of the house, I've got a few bleeding hearts. This is one right here that's coming up. That's a really nice spring flower. And then I have my Heucheras. They're starting to get red and the leaves are coming up on those. This is a raspberry spring plant that will come up. The leaves are really pretty. They actually get kind of pokey, but they will come up late spring, early summer, and it gets like a raspberry colored little flower on it. It's great for the shade. And my ferns aren't growing yet. These are my ferns. I have lots of those too because we have a lot of shade around my house. What I'll start to see when these are ready, and they're not ready yet, but these little spikes will come up in the middle, and I'll be able to tell that they're ready to start growing, so I can cut the old back. But right now, these leaves are keeping the new buds warm that are going to come up. If you get in close there, Mrs. Breidenbaugh, to the middle there, you can see where it'll start to come up from the center. It'll poke up, and then I can cut the old away. Okay, we'll come around the side of the house here now. It's this grassy spring plant that comes up with little white flowers on it. The flowers die off really quickly. They haven't come up yet, but that's a spring plant as well. Some more tulips there, some daffodils here. Okay. You can see my rose bush. This is really cool. It's starting to turn green. In the winter it turns brown, and now that the sun is out for a longer amount of time during the day, it is starting to turn green and it'll start to grow. It's a good sign that spring is here. Okay. My bee balm is coming up right through here. That's a summer plant, but it's starting to come up. All right, if we come around the corner here, there are my daylilies. They're starting to come up through this area too. There's some grass getting in there too, but right through here are the daylilies. And then if you come over here on this side, Mrs. Breidenbaugh, there's a couple more daylilies over here coming up on this side. Okay. And I wanted to show you guys, because another sign of spring is starting to see animals come out. If you look up here by my shed, there's something up there. Why don't we go over there and see what's there? Okay. So I've talked to my class before about where baby animals can be found, and animals in general, where you can find them right in your backyard. I live along a field here. There's a farm field behind me, so we do get a lot of animals that come into our yard. One of the things that we get a lot of are rabbits, which my cats keep the rabbits from eating the plants in the flower beds. But sometimes they do get into the yard, and where they like to hide is usually right under here. And if you look at that, we've got a little friend here. And this is where I find my rabbits, right where you see my little friend Fluffy under here. They like to hide under that ramp there. And then where we have that rock, they usually dig a hole under that rock, and sometimes we have skunks and rabbits there. And the animals coming out of hibernation is a sign of spring. You'll see a lot of baby animals being born. They come back to their places each year where they make their nests, and they try to lay their eggs, or if they're animals that are born alive, they'll make their nests and they'll have their babies usually in the same spots. I find that my rabbits that visit us each year usually make a nest in this playset area. And I told my class about this one time, where if you see an area that has a lot of fur, like in your yard laying on top of the grass, or maybe in a flower bed or playground area where you see a pile of fur, underneath that fur there could be a nest of baby rabbits. So you want to be really careful not to mow over that area or disturb that area, because if you see what looks like bunny fur, like cat fur, right underneath that are some baby rabbits. And you don't want to touch that area. You want to make it safe for mom to come back to her nest. So don't mow over that, and just be really careful. But you can watch what happens, but don't touch anything. And there's not one yet, but this is the area every year where the bunnies that come back, this is where they lay their nests. While we're on this side of the yard here, I want to show you too my forsythia bush over here. It's really pretty right now. Really bright yellow. All right, boys and girls, Mrs. Breidenbaugh and I are headed to Frankstown to meet up with the other teachers, and we're going to get some materials to start our online learning. So we'll see you at Frankstown here in a little bit.
Friends, it's Mrs. Steele and Mrs. Schneeberger. We're here to use 4 of our 5 senses to explore the signs of spring. Hey, Mrs. Schneeberger, do you hear that?
Yes, I do.
I hear the birds chirping. I think the birds are back from the south now that we're starting to get some warmer weather.
Yes, and did you realize yesterday I also heard the sounds of buzzing bees?
Yeah.
They must be out and finding some of the flowers.
When I was outside, I did see some of the little bugs coming because the ground was real marshy because it's been raining a lot.
Yes, it has. And did you happen to see how green the grass is becoming right now?
Take a look at this, Mrs. Schneeberger. Look, it's what's starting to bloom. We have some daffodils, and you can see some of them here. And I also see some over here. Look at these flowers starting to poke up.
Yep, so we have some
Some
yellow
pink flowers.
daffodils and our pink flowers over here as well. Mrs. Deal, I also have been feeling this tall grass that's growing. And with all the rain we've been having, it's very moist and very damp.
And yesterday, Mrs. Schneeberger, yesterday morning, it turned out to be a beautiful day. But when I took a walk outside in the morning, I could feel that rain hitting my face, and I could feel it hitting my hands. It's a little bit cold.
Yes, it is. And right now, I can look up and I see how cloudy it is, and I'm feeling that coolness coming
Yeah,
through.
the
with
wind's kind of blowing in.
Yes, because with spring, a lot of the times you
right, kiddos. The Frankstown kindergarten teachers want to challenge you to take a walk and get outside and use your senses to explore the signs of spring.